What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So yeah, we've done a full roundup of training now, push-pull legs. So thought you would see something different today, day in life. It's a rest day for me, 5.5 weeks out now. So again, it's been a while since last time. And it's still been going pretty smooth. We've made huge slight changes. I can't remember if I had cardio back when we last recorded, but I've had like daily cardio, 30 minutes a day for the past month or so like 4 weeks. And my food on rest days has come down like 150 calories. My training days around 100 calories, but that's about it in terms of changes. And I'm down to lowest weight so far was yesterday at 103.1. The lowest average I've kept is 104. So we've still got around 3 kilos, 2.5 to 3 kilos down to my weight cap. So there's still a little bit to come off. That's also what the visuals are telling me. The backside is where I typically have to dig a little more to get off the last bits, and it's the same this time where my back and my glutes is a little behind on conditioning in terms of, not behind, but like relative to my front. I think I'll have to come down to around 100 or just below 100 to be 100% ready. But we'll see. Right now, everything is just moving smoothly, and most days I'm feeling super fine. The last week or so, I felt it a little bit more in terms of fatigue and the heavy legs or the weight starting to feel heavier. But overall, especially compared to previous preps, when I've been at this body fat set point, I'm feeling really good. And the best thing about, or the best part about the whole thing right now is my training sessions. That's going absolutely amazing still, where I'm actually progressing in my training. It could be down to a lot of things, right? It's like, is it something's changed in the stack compared to other times, or I think I'm just in a positive momentum, and I'm in a really good mind space about my prep, and everything around the prep also moving nicely and just being at peace in life. But everything is going well. Training part is going insanely well. And today, as I said, it's a rest day. We have got an hour's deep tissue massage in Copenhagen that we're gonna go for. And after that, I have a personal training. And then of course, I have my online work. It's about to be the end of the month. So I've got a few new clients starting up here in March. So gotta get hold of those and get their information. And besides that, obviously just steps. That's something we've increased as well. I'm sitting around 12,000 steps now daily, but because of my children week, every other week I have my daughter. I don't always get my 12,000 in those days, so the days I don't have her, I make up for what I didn't get last week, and my cardio, of course. So we've got a few bits on the program today, and we need to get going. So. Alright guys, we are headed to the gym now to do personal training. Had my massage done. I could have driven the car, but I choose to just get some steps in, and when I'm on the train I'm able to get in some work, so instead of just missing steps, missing time efficiency in terms of work. When I have a day like this where I got massage and I got the personal training, I'd rather just use, I also save some money on parking in Copenhagen and the stress of finding a spot to park. It's not always as easy. So headed over now. We got 20 minutes, so I got time to eat before. I haven't had my first meal yet. I like to always stretch the first bit of the day to go without food, so I don't feel I need it. And then by around noon, I feel like, okay, now it's time to eat, which then spaces my meals closer together for the rest of the day, which gives me more energy, and I don't go to bed hungry. So I really like doing it like that, kind of like an intermittent fasting kind of thing. I think most days I go 10 to 12 hours without eating from that last meal of the day to then the next day's first meal. That works really well for me, and it's done. I've done that most of my preps, except for the ones where I had to eat before I would go to work or before I would go train, because I was training before my work back then because I was working nights. So yeah, we'll walk over to the gym now, get some food, and then have that personal training, and then head home to get the rest of the day's check-ins done.
Storm.
All right, guys, so we are back in my apartment now. We had the massage, we had the PT, and as I said, we did the public transport just to get some work done during the transportation time and getting in some steps as well. You know, I need to get those 12K, and I have a little bit to make up for from the days that I didn't have. I think I've clocked in around 9,000 steps today, which is perfect, because obviously with Menzi needing to get out tonight as well, I'll easily get in the remaining of my steps. So now got some check-ins. It's the end of the month, so I've also got some startups for next month that will send through some information. So I'm gonna get those questionnaires sent out, make sure everything is in order for them to get started soon. And just the remaining few check-ins here had some administrative stuff, you know, just billing and it's just stuff, paperwork you need to get done. And then later I've got my cardio and some food. Still got 2 meals to go down. It's 6 p.m. now, so it won't be long until I will have my 3rd meal, and then my 4th meal will be relatively close to bed. Like, I typically eat 2 to 1 hour before bed, so it's not that close to bed. It's like I get to digest it, but with 4 meals a day, obviously it's a rest day today, so food is a little bit lower. But still, I did my first meal like without carbs. I did have a little bit of fruit in there. So for my meal 2, 3, and 4 today on my rest day, I still get around 100 to 120 grams of carbs per meal, which then fuels my energy for the night and also allows me to not wake up hungry, and it allows me to go those first hours of the new day without having to eat, so I can keep that cycle of that intermittent fasting a little bit easier, and that works really well for me. And I think most people in prep would benefit from that, because most people, especially when you get to that bit where you're waking up hungry and where your body wakes you up with cortisol, you know, if you wake up in prep early and you're full of energy, that's cortisol waking you up. That's your body telling you, yo bro, you gotta get some food, man. Go out and hunt or pick some berries, whatever. And you've got energy at that time. As soon as you start eating, your body is gonna tell you, you know, eat more. So when you crack that first meal, that hunger is then gonna get worse. So the longer you can push that first meal to a certain extent is better, unless you obviously need it if you're training first thing in the morning. But if you can, try and push that first meal so you can get your remaining meals in with closer gaps between them, so you're not going as long bouts without food. At least for me and a lot of my clients, that works extremely well. And I just prefer the 4 meals. It's less food to prepare. I get to eat bigger meals. I know people got preferences that they'll rather eat more often. Obviously, it really depends on what you're doing. Maybe if I had a very physically demanding job, I would rather have the more frequent foods or frequent feedings. But the 4 meals a day works great for me. Also in the off season, until a certain point where food gets, you know, too high. And at that point, it's like if all 4 meals are 1,500 calories, at that point maybe, you know, splitting it into 5 will be great. But yes, right now I got a few remaining check-ins. Most check-ins are people in prep. It's the spring season soon. You know, I'm 5 weeks out from the regional. I've got one guy doing that with me. I've got a guy doing a show in the US the week before that. I got a guy from Kazakhstan doing a show 3 weeks after that. And then I've got 5 guys prepping for the Danish Natural Championships, which is in 10 weeks. It's 5 weeks after mine. So I've got like around 10 people in prep right now, I think. So they're obviously checking in more often now that shows are closing in. My guy from the US, who is 4 weeks out, he's very, very close to being ready. So he's checking in like every other day right now, sometimes daily, because the closer you get to show, or the closer you get to being stage ready, the more micromanagement is going to be needed and trying to find that perfect look. Right now, we still got a little bit more body fat to come off of him, but I don't want him to be ready too soon either. So the last 2 weeks has been, you know, feeding up, coming a little bit down again, but feeding him frequently so that we don't run too flat too soon, because we need the last like 2 pounds. I just want to keep his training performance good. So he's one of the check-ins we've got here. But yeah, this is what I do on a typical rest day. You know, I get my steps. Obviously I have my cardio later. I prefer that in the night. I just feel like I have more energy for it, and you know, I'm not really using any crazy lipolytics or anything that would really boost the fasted. I would rather get some work done in the morning when I'm fasted, because my brain works really well then. Let's get these check-ins done, guys. Eller træningerne er fine. Se den, fordi det er uundgåeligt, at vi skal se kropsvægten komme ned. Alright guys, so I'm still doing the check-ins, but I can feel it's time for me to eat. It's 7 p.m. now, it's 7:15 p.m. Still got more work to do by the computer. So when I get this meal now, get in and finish my work. And then I still have steps, I still have cardio, still got that last remaining meal, which is gonna be this here. We're gonna do like a Mexican ball, thawing some beef here. And then I'm gonna do like some rice, some lime, cucumber, red onion. I got some tomatoes, some avocado. So I try to get a lot of different food sources in per day, especially different vegetables, fruits, different protein sources, also like across a week. I had a period where I did salmon every day, but as food's coming down ever so slightly, the salmon I get is just really, really high fat. So I'd rather get a mix of different fat sources for a better mix of vitamins and antioxidants. So like so far today, I've had dark chocolate, I've had walnuts, I've had peanut butter, I'll have avocado, I'll have beef. I'm having almonds now, more walnuts, because I'm still trying to get some omega-3 because I didn't buy omega-3 supplements for a while because I was doing fucking 250 grams of salmon every day. Right now I'm just gonna make something quick, which is my oatmeal, and then I'm gonna do that Mexican ball for my last meal, but I think Christian will be headed home by that time. But yeah, this is a typical day. Like, we got boxes to tick, gonna finish up work, then walk Mansi, and then when I get close to that fasted state again where I'm, you know, moving closer to my last meal, that's when I'm gonna take my lipotropin, which is like GH fragment. I'm gonna do my green tea and hit the bike, get my cardio done, and then I can have that last meal, and then I'll typically have that hour before bed where I can just, you know, get to relax. So yeah, right now I'm just looking forward to this oatmeal. It's funny because food really hasn't changed much in terms of total calories this prep. My rest days obviously went down more. I'm still getting like 3,400 calories today. But even though I'm remaining on the same calorie amount, the food is feeling like less, and I'm looking more forward to the foods. Just, it's funny how your body responds to that body fat level, right? It's the exact same amount of food, but the way you feel about your meals and how you're looking forward to them and how they taste and how easy they go down. On the same calories, I used to be like, oh, I could skip that last meal, I don't really need it. Obviously I didn't skip it, but you know, now I would not skip a meal, right? Oatmeal now with some almond, walnuts, raspberries, blueberries, whey isolate, and then I'm really looking forward to that Mexican ball later. All right, so time to walk the dog. He's been tripping the last 20 minutes to get out, and I got done with most of the work now. Probably a few more messages to come through tonight, but actually pretty much done for the day, except my steps and cardio. Obviously, we'll get a little bit of steps from this trip, but with his tempo, it's not always the most I get. So yeah, cardio later, a few more steps, and just winding down for bed. Gonna have a good night's sleep tonight. Last night we didn't get too much sleep, me and Christian. We stayed up a little late. And tomorrow it's leg day, so it's nice that, you know, I can get to bed early, and tomorrow I don't have anything I need to get up for early. Like, I don't have to get up for a PT or anything, so that's not often that happens. So having tonight and tomorrow before I get Aya on Friday is very much needed, because I've been like doing something every day this week so far. Week meaning Friday to Friday, with being without her. so I can recharge my batteries the next 2 days before I pick up my daughter, so I can be fresh for when I have her. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. This is a typical day in life for me, on a rest day at least. You know, we went to the gym anyway. Right now I'm doing more PT than I have been. I'm just taking more on board, even though it's probably not the best for prep, spending more time doing that. But I'm taking in the work now because I really want to grow my business. So I'm actually PTing quite a lot right now. But yeah, this is a typical day: steps, food, massage, check-ins. Sometimes, you know, we'll have a potential client coming through. We'll have that initial talk, stuff like that. But yeah, this is pretty much what it looks like. So thank you for watching, guys. Stay tuned for what's coming next.